DeAaron Fox, if you go back to the summer, he did not sign an extension with the Kings, which is usually the sign, y'all. Get me up out of here or else. And or else has essentially happened. ESPN Shams Charania reported that the Kings are opening up trade talks for DeAaron Fox in advance of next Thursday's trade deadline, a little over a week. There is a list. It's a small list, Ice. It's a short list. That list is not one, but at the top of the list, I think, is the San Antonio Spurs, the Miami Heat, and who's the other team? And the Portland Trailblazers, excuse me. Those are the two teams I believe are in like second tiers. But in that
Okay.
first tier is playing with Victor Wembanyama. Now, let's assume, because we have brains, that Victor Wembanyama ain't bringing his ass to Sacramento, right? So if you have those two there for that sort of period of time now where we're on Victor's rookie deal for another couple of years, wow, De'Aaron Fox is going to get, wherever he goes, he's going to get a big money extension. If it is San Antonio, how do you see that combination working out? I know we're jumping, but let's just assume.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, who wouldn't want to play with Wemby?
Yeah.
I start there. Like, who wouldn't want to play with Wemby? We've talked about this, but probably one of the best defenders we will ever see in the game. Someone who has obviously a lot of time left in his game to play and to develop and to get better. So you look at De'Aaron Fox, a player that over the last couple of seasons, like you mentioned, has really come into his own, has really matured, has really grown. There is no doubt that he can be and is a superstar in this league. And now you get to pair him with Wemby. I think that duo could be so dynamic. One, I love that Wemby would be getting somebody that's a bit younger, that's not, old like a Chris Paul, so to speak, and on their last couple of years.
Yep.
You're getting someone who is young and trying to chase a ring and a championship now. I also think in terms of both of them stylistically, how fun that would be to watch. De'Aaron comes across as a very, selfless player, plays the right way, smooth lefty jump shot, like would really look to work well with Wemby offensively. And he's also no slouch defensively. We talk about winning championships. We know you have to play both sides of the basketball. I think it could make for a really cool duo. And I think that those guys, once you give them time to blend and develop and get their chemistry as young guys, I think it could be something that we watch for a very long time.
Look, I think we've all been wondering what the San Antonio Spurs have been doing for the past few years
Seriously.
with not just because they've gotten Victor Wembanyama, but they've done everything they could because they saw this coming and they put themselves in the right position. And the ping pong balls just so happened to make its way to San Antonio, the franchise that had Tim Duncan and before that David Robinson. Funny how that works out. Not going to say anything nefarious is happening. It's just the luck of the ping pong balls, right? But when you look at their roster, you see Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sohan, Keldon Johnson. Those players would be attractive because youth, athleticism, and you're not necessarily talking about the most expensive players that you would have to take back. Not because De'Aaron Fox makes a ton of money. You're going to have to match the salaries. But the Spurs, one good thing about them, we're going to get into this later. I'm going to have to repeat this ad nauseum over the next week or so. This is where the luxury tax aprons and having flexibility comes into play so you can absorb a player like a De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox turned down 3 years and $57 million from the Sacramento Kings. If that ain't the sign that says it is time for this relationship to end, y'all need a trip from the love doctor, okay?